You can get insanely good as a beginner even with a 9 to 5. Why do some people with full-time jobs make more progress while people with more time barely make any progress? What if it has nothing to do with how long you practice and it has everything to do with how you use your time? By the end of this video, you'll know the exact systems that can get you fast results, and it'll only take 30 seconds to start applying. My name is Tilus. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a full-time college student while working on my business. I don't have time to practice daily, but I still get better. Not by doing more, but by doing less. Here's how. The amount of time you spend playing isn't the reason why you're not improving. You already tried YouTube tutorials. Endless of YouTube tutorials, searching and finding. The frustration you have just by looking for those YouTube tutorials. And the routine, you try looking for routines to probably help you get better at the guitar. But it's not helping you as well. You already tried time, YouTube tutorials, and routines. Now, you'll probably also look for chord charts and probably memorize a whole bunch of scales, but that ended up getting you more confused. You're doing all of this, but why aren't you improving? Now, if you want to fix this, finish what you started can help you get there. I'll show you how you can lock in real progress with just 15 minutes a day. Now think of this, you will no longer have the thought in your head of giving up, but the price of this program is only going up. So there's only 3 problems that's keeping you stuck. Is you don't know what to practice. Second problem is you're making time for the guitar rather than making your guitar make time for you. And the third thing is you don't know how to practice, which just wastes a whole bunch of time, right? So let me get into the first problem. So the first problem is you just don't know how to practice. When you don't know how to practice, it just wastes you more time. Tons of people that try learning guitar, but then they just end up going back to what they're already good at. They come back to learning their songs. They come back to learn the same solo licks, same everything. That's because they're comfortable. They head back to their comfortable space. When you don't know how to practice, this keeps you stuck in a box. If you don't know how to practice, it keeps you stuck in a box. You don't know what you don't know. Write that down. You don't know what you don't know. So now your progress continues to become slower and slower. And the last problem that comes with it is that you start to memorize rather than understand the things you learned. This causes you to forget a lot of things when you're learning the guitar. Here's a story. So when I enrolled into college around 2024, and that's when I started taking chemistry classes. Chemistry 2 was the one I struggled with the most. Like, who knew math was that crazy, right? Each test I took, I kept failing. My grades kept getting lower and lower and lower. I was at a 91 or 95%, went down to 71%. And here's the thing, right? I tried every test I spent longer hours studying, trying to understand it. But my grades just keep getting lower and lower and lower. Like, how is this possible? So I went down to my final exam. I have a 71% in my class right now. I was just thinking to myself, wow, I do not want to fail this class, right? So I did not want to fail this class. I was nervous. So what I did, from a book I read, the book was called Who Not How. And it talks about how who helps you get to your goal faster and how just creates more problems. And when I was in the chemistry class, I was doing majority of the how. I was trying to figure it out like you guys. So what I did, I hired a teacher. That teacher was my who. She know everything. She gave me the results straight up. And one of the craziest things she told me, she helped me become aware of my blind spots. So she told me this one thing. She asked me a whole bunch of questions, and then she told me this one thing. I see your problem, Matthew. You're memorizing how to solve it, but you're not understanding how to solve it. Which explains the whole reason why I kept failing. Because in class, let me tell you this, I don't care about chemistry. I don't like chemistry, right? And I was like, every time they gave me homework or assignments, I'm just trying to get it done. I don't really want to stay on it longer. I'm just trying to get it done. But the problem with that, she helped me become aware of, is that memorizing won't help you with the exam, which was why my grades just kept getting lower and lower. So she helped me become aware of my blind spots. What she did then, she helped me understand it by giving me exercises, like asking me questions, stuff like that, to help me get my grade up. And then for my final exam, I passed it with one of the highest scores I ever had through all the other exams I had. Crazy. So the reason why I'm telling you this story is because if you don't know how to practice, you're gonna end up just like me, trying to just memorize a whole bunch of problems and not fully understand it. And your grades is gonna keep going down and down. It's gonna be the same thing with you. You're gonna just keep practicing harder and harder, and then you're just gonna crash and just completely give up, unless you have the hoop. And when you fix this, you won't have to keep struggling over and over again. You won't have to keep struggling every time you pick up the guitar. You'll just pick it up, you just pick up the guitar and play, and then your family or friends will start to see the progress that you're actually making, which is pretty fire, right? And so finish what you started will help you get those frameworks so that you can actually start making those progress. Now, on to the second problem. A lot of busy professionals make time for the guitar, but they don't make the guitar fit into their routine. They don't make the guitar fit into their life. Right now, this is the most consistent I have ever been in my life. I have a job, I'm working in college, and I'm doing this business. I didn't have to plan or structure my schedule for the week, and I didn't have to think about when to practice. It just all became natural. And when you have this strategy in your life, but it's gonna also make your life so much easier too. So many busy professionals try to make the guitar fit into their, So many busy professionals try to make time for the guitar, or I'm gonna schedule this time. Oh, I'll book a call with you next week, or I'll do this with you, or I just have a meetup time specifically for the guitar at this time, this location, here's when. A few of the busy professionals make the guitar fit into their life. Let me say that again, take these notes. A few of the busy professionals make the guitar fit into their life. And here's the problem and why you making time for the guitar doesn't really work. When emergencies happen, now your whole schedule is completely gone. Now what you're gonna do? You can't practice because your whole week schedule is gone. If you try to make time for the guitar today and the emergency happens, now the whole cycle repeats. Tomorrow, now when I gotta figure out how to practice, when do I practice? This cycle repeats. Another emergency happens the next day. You cannot plan for those emergencies. You just can't. The second thing is you won't be able to be as consistent. And when you don't have that consistency that you need, the less progress you will make. And the thing is, someone else is getting to their dream result while you're still trying to figure out when and what time to practice. Here's the solution for this. Stop making time for the guitar and make the guitar fit around your life. You should become the boss of the guitar. The guitar shouldn't be the boss of you, of when to practice. That's why so many people are just not consistent. And here's why this works. Because now you're no longer gonna be inconsistent. You're gonna start showing up a lot more. Probably back then you were just super inconsistent because of your work, family issues, or maybe just, I don't know, you probably just, but now it's just gonna be a lot better. You're gonna have days, you're probably gonna practice like 5 days a week now, 6 days a week now, because you just understand how to put it in order. You just have the structure now. Now you'll be able to play more songs, the solos that you always wanted to do. That's gonna help you. The consistency is in place. Now you'll be able to play those songs. And and you have less frustration. You already know the frustration that comes with it. When you don't have time, and now you're trying to learn something with rush, you're trying to learn the guitar while rushing, it's just gonna cause more frustration. And then when you have this in place, it's just the frustration is just gone. You're not gonna worry about it no more. It's just automatic now. And finally, the last thing is you don't have the last huge problem, which is the structure. When you don't have structure, you're just going all over the place. It's gonna cause you to waste time. When I was younger, I was able to learn a whole bunch of songs without putting a whole bunch of hours. I didn't spend time trying to learn hours on one song, and I didn't make a practice routine or warm up. I just figured out the structure is one of the most crucial parts. The structure, when you have a structure, it can speed up your progress for good. For good. I played too much. When you have a structure, it can speed up your progress for good. It's kind of like going to the gym. If you got a gym membership and you just head straight into the gym, but you don't know what exactly to do, how much slower your progress will be. You're not gonna be making progress as fast as you wanna be because in your head, you thought you're gonna be a lot faster and see much results. But since you don't have no structure, now your progress is just bland. The problem with having no structure is that it makes you waste time and makes you more confused, and you start to lose. Write all that down. When you don't have the structure, you just lose so much time. You get more confusion and the momentum. Here's what you should do instead. For our clients, we focus in 5 areas right here. Write them down. We first focus on the chords, such as learning how to place your fingers, memorizing where to place your fingers so you don't forget it the next day, because you got jobs in a life, right? And then the stiffness that comes with it. A whole bunch of things that comes with chords. Then the second part, transitions. If you can't transition chords fast enough, right? I can grab my guitar right now. If you can't transition chords fast enough, you will not be able to play those songs. So that's the second key area. The third key area is rhythm and beat. Every song, every solo, the rhythm and the beat has to be there. The fourth thing you need, the strumming. If your strumming sounds terrible and it's just not good, it's just gonna make you can have great transition, you can have great finger placement, but if your strumming is bad, it just makes the whole thing worse. And finally, mastering one song. Many people just try learning a whole bunch of songs, but they never finish. So those are the 5 areas that I teach my clients so that they can make great, fast progress. Now you're not just playing more, but you're improving with less time. This is gonna drastically improve you. And when you get this structure dialed in, you'll be able to learn as many songs as you want. Because this allowed me, especially when I was younger, the structure I had with my teacher, it allowed me just to play all the songs that I want. And it just made my life so much easier, no headaches, none of that. Because when you're a kid, giving up is kind of a lot more, most likely, I know. I teach kids before, but it's just the motivation for kids was a lot more crucial. And I'm telling you this right now. I was able to play songs, so you could do it too with that structure. So if you want help to learn the guitar, even with your crazy schedule, book a call with me today, and we'll see what we can do for you.